fan because I called his coming out fight against Bradis Prescott.
He's
and
special.
then various other stepping stones throughout his career.
I also think he's one of those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to show you and shock the world.
1,000%. Absolutely right.
I also think Canelo is slowing down.
I didn't give Canelo more than like 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 if I'm just being generous.
Becoming the first undisputed world champion in the 4-belt era in 3 different weight classes. Really, and the way he did it, and the class that he showed.
Joe Rogan shared his thoughts on Terence Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez, emphasizing how Crawford shines when people doubt him. According to Rogan, whenever critics say Crawford can't handle a challenge, it only drives him to prove them wrong. He praised Crawford's sharp technique, slick movement, and pinpoint punching that allowed him to display his power on the sport's biggest stage. Rogan believes this victory secures Crawford's place among the most skilled fighters in boxing today. Boxing analyst Bon Hill even tweeted, "I'm now convinced Crawford would beat any version of Floyd Mayweather." While bold, this comment shows how highly fans and experts are rating Crawford after beating Canelo. Many now feel his legacy has reached a new level, one that could eventually rival or even surpass Mayweather's undefeated record. Crawford's dominance across multiple weight divisions and his ability to adjust against any opponent are big reasons why this belief is gaining momentum.
Get ready to subscribe totally to that because, again, you're talking about somebody who is stubborn.
And
sure. Who wants to prove everything he can prove.
100%. I agree with that too. But I think there's in boxing and certainly in MMA, there's a certain amount of years where a fighter can keep the RPMs up. And, when they're in the red line, and there's some people subscribe to the idea of 9 years. There's 9 years is the most that a elite fighter in MMA has performed at their prime. I think that's a bullshit number because I think it's entirely dependent upon lifestyle, nutrition, discipline, physical attributes. There's a lot of factors.
George Foreman won the heavyweight championship of the world in boxing at age 45.
True, but he took 10 years off.
Yeah.
Commentator Gareth described Terence Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez as one of the greatest performances boxing has ever seen. He noted that Crawford moved up 3 weight classes, was older than Canelo, and had been out of the ring for more than a year. Despite all that, Crawford showed unmatched skill, control, and composure. Gareth urged fans to see this as a once-in-a-lifetime display of greatness, proof that Crawford can rise above every challenge. Shakur Stevenson also shared his thoughts on X, giving full respect to Canelo. He said many fighters today avoid tough matchups, but Canelo deserves credit for taking on the best. Stevenson called him a legend, reminding everyone that greatness isn't just about winning. It's about having the courage to test yourself against the toughest competition.
Throughout the course of the week, we said that this is a game of IQ. There's going to be movement within the fight. You're going to have to answer different types of questions and bring different types of game plan. Crawford did that. He was able to do it backwards. He was able to do it forwards. He could trade in the pocket, catch the stuff, and then counter. He was absolutely magnificent. Listen, I know this is raw and we've only just walked out the stadium, right?
10 minutes ago.
And when the dust settles on this, we'll probably have better answers and better thought processes. And I'm sure people watching this will get stuck into the comments and maybe say what I'm about to say is quite outlandish. That might be the single best performance that I have ever witnessed live. It was absolutely tremendous. You've got to take into consideration the weight jump. This is a man that was champion at 135, 140, 147, and obviously recently at 154. But let's be honest, he even jumped up to 154 pounds for that. To go then up to 168 and take on the 4 pound for pound #1 king on a Mexican holiday weekend in Las Vegas and managed to beat him on the cards when the judges tried to do him, mate. It is out of this world what Terence Crawford just did, and he needs all the flowers in the world, he needs all the praise in the world, and I don't think you're wrong, mate, by saying he's the pound for pound #1. It's an ever-moving list. That performance alone deserves to put him right at the top of the chart.
Yeah, he's become. There's an argument that he becomes an all-time great with that performance, like you say, because the majesty, the poise, the presence all week, the pinpoint accuracy of everything he did in there. to the fact that in the end Canelo was frustrated and knew he couldn't do anything to Crawford, and he started
visibly frustrated, wasn't it?
No, visibly frustrated that he started to do a weird kind of showboating because he didn't have any answers for what was happening and unfolding in front of him. I think Terence Crawford has rubber-stamped himself as an all-time great tonight, and I want to revise a view on him. I wondered whether he would have been capable of beating Floyd Mayweather at welterweight.
Oh, you're going for it now, aren't you?
And I think, yeah, we got to. I think he may well have done.
Paulie Malignaggi stressed that Terence Crawford's achievement was nothing short of historic. Becoming an undisputed champion in 4 weight divisions is extremely rare, and doing it against Canelo made it even more impressive. Malignaggi compared Crawford's dominance to Floyd Mayweather's in his era, suggesting this could be the start of Crawford's own era. He explained that this win wasn't just another victory. It marked a real shift in boxing, establishing Crawford as the defining fighter of this generation.
Flawless. I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special. It's one of those things now, because now I've now seen back-to-back generations of Floyd Mayweather and Bud Crawford, and man, you know, it's one of those things where now I understand why the people that lived in the Ray Leonard era say, you know, wish we could see Ray Leonard against Mayweather, and how that would be, because it just leaves such an empty feeling when you have such special fighters that were in different generations, and you saw both of them. You know, I saw the entirety of the Mayweather generation. I saw the entirety of the Bud Crawford generation. Just incredible. Really, really incredible. And I know Mayweather gets a lot of hate, but for me, he's a tremendous fighter. And Terence Bud Crawford is in that realm as well. And it's a fight we'll never get to see. So what are we going to do? You know, it'll be up to the fantasy fights, you know, but let's get into it, man. I want to get into the undercard as well and some of my thoughts on the Netflix show. But let's get into the main event first. Crawford really boxed very, very well, very, very intelligently. The question mark was what happens when Crawford gets hit cleanly. I'm not sure he got hit cleanly the whole fight. You know, he got hit with some partial shots. Some shots landed cleanly, but by the time Canelo started landing anything cleanly, I think he was hesitant because he was getting countered so much that he was taking some of the steam off the shots in order to hope to be more accurate. Because even late in the fight, there were a couple of shots that Canelo landed, but they barely moved.
Devin Haney's reaction captured the dominance of Crawford's win perfectly. He made it clear that Canelo never really had control of the fight, saying he couldn't give him more than 3 or 4 rounds at best. Haney's comment worked as both an honest assessment and a subtle challenge. It highlighted just how one-sided Crawford's victory looked and suggested that even boxing's top young champion no longer sees Canelo as the unstoppable force he used to be.
How'd you score it, Devin? I wasn't scoring. I didn't give Canelo more than like 3 rounds. Yeah. Maybe 4 if I'm just being generous.
Can't get away from this fucking crowd.
Are you shocked or not?
Hey, right here to my left.
Are you shocked or not? No, I'm not shocked. I knew that if you trying to fight.
One fan summed up the night on X by writing, "True competitors are all champions. There is no loss in the pursuit of sincere glory." Thank you and congratulations to Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. The Warrior spirit won tonight. The message showed deep respect for both fighters, reminding everyone that greatness is about courage and dedication, not just victory. Bill Haney also weighed in, saying Crawford's dismantling of Canelo looked even easier than his win over Errol Spence. He claimed he had predicted this outcome, pointing to Crawford's greatness. Haney's view highlighted how effortless Crawford made the fight seem, despite Canelo's reputation. By comparing it to the Spence fight, he underlined how Crawford keeps finding ways to dominate elite opponents, making each one appear smoother and more decisive than the last.
Exactly. And you guys knew what was going to happen. You were in denial. That shit looked easier than Earl Spence.
Easy money.
Did look, huh?
It's a brilliant performance. Brilliant performance.
Man. Shout out to Team Crawford, Bo Mack, and that whole team, man. You know what I mean?
Where'd you rank him all-time list after that?
I mean, put his face on Mount Rushmore. You dig what I'm saying? He deserves his place, for sure.
Did you score it, Bill?
Yeah, I scored it a lot for Crawford and a very little for Canelo. If any. I don't know.
116, 112?
I don't know. I mean, I could pick
114,
I could
113
pick
was
one or two.
ridiculous.
I could pick one or two in there or something like that.
They had a hit in the gym.
I know it's straight after the fight. But do you want to see Crawford go out on that, or do you think there'll be a rematch?
No, I don't hear a bunch of parties going on. I listen. It sounds like a funeral home in Allegiant Stadium. Did Crawford win? It sounds like it's a funeral home. Look, you see over there. You see it's quiet. It's quiet as shit. Yeah. Is it a holiday or what? Oh my God! Oh my God! Listen, that's a Crawford fan. He's Mexican. Now, listen, hey, y'all know what's up. Crawford done did it, and only person that's talking is me. November 22nd. If you don't want to hear nothing else, Crawford is great. November 22nd.